Keto and crime, keto and crime. We uncover the grime on keto and crime. Keto and crime, keto and crime. Now is the time for keto and crime.
Hey everyone, Tracy here from Keto and Crime. Thank you so much to every single one of my patrons and channel members. You make this possible. And you're one of the reasons I do this. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if I haven't said it before, thank you. I'll sing it. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with me and letting me geek out, not making fun of me like a lot of other people do, because I like weird stuff about crime and dark history. Thanks, everyone. Hey, everyone. It's Tracy here with Keto and Crime, and I bet you're wondering, why are you walking in your hallway? Well, I wasn't expecting to make a video where I was walking in my hallway, but I decided today, Sunday, June 26th, that I was going to embark on a 7-day challenge of walking 20,000 steps a day. Why? I'm not really sure why, but I figured I've been watching a lot of like fitness challenge videos from Will Tennyson and a bunch of others, and they're really, a lot of people have attempted 20 to 25,000 steps a day for 7 days, 30 days, what have you. And as you all know, my regular fitness regime is to walk 13 to 15,000 steps a day. So I figured, how much harder could 20 be? Plus, there's a little bit of pride there because a lot of the people that do these challenges are Canadian, British, Welsh. Where's the American representation? You know, so I've got to represent for America. So I decided to do this for no other reason than to see if I could. And today was my first day walking 20,000 steps. And I also figured if I can do it, having a couple of day jobs, YouTube videos, do my YouTube channel, and still manage to get it in, then anybody can do 10,000 steps a day. And I want us all to be healthy together. So that's why I'm doing it. So I decided to bring you along on my last 500 steps and kind of finish out the day with you. I will bring you daily updates and for this entire video, and we will see, can I walk 20,000 steps for 7 days? Join me, why don't you? So I've just got about 100 more steps to get this in. And I also figured I'm at home alone for a couple of weeks, and why not be obsessive when nobody can see me and look at me really strange, like my wife or my mother-in-law kind of look at me like, well, they already know I'm weird, but this will kind of, cement the fact that yes, Tracy is maximum weirdness. And I'm sharing it with you because why should I suffer alone? And so 20,000 steps, y'all. Day one. We'll see if I can continue to be successful with it. So join me, won't you? Everybody, we're back on day 2, June 27th. Doing what I normally do, getting in a quick walking workout in the morning with improved health. Spoken about her before. Normally on a day where I'm just getting my normal 13 to 15,000 steps, I get up and I try to get at least 5,000, 6,000 steps with her. So about, 35, 45 minutes. And then throughout the day, I fill in the rest of the steps by walking a certain amount of steps. Throughout the day, I get up and walk around, 500, 700 steps every hour. I vacuum, I, take out the trash, I go outside with the dogs, just those everyday living steps that you may not even be aware that you're doing. I'll add up. That's how I do it. And for those of you that work in an office, the walking to the parking lot, walking back to your car, walking around the office to get coffee, go to the bathroom, that's how you can get your steps in. The majority of the steps you get have nothing to do with planned exercise. It's more about just the everyday steps you get when living. But for this week, since I'm doubling my steps, I'm trying to get as close to 10,000 steps as I can first thing in the morning. So this is one of our longer workouts. This is an hour, so this is going to be close to 8,000 steps. So I'm going to try to knock that out, and then for the rest of the day, I'll be getting up from my desk. I'll be walking around trying to get about 750 steps to 1,000 steps per hour to see if I can't get 20,000 steps again today. So, as you can see, why am I doing this while I'm alone? Because it's obsessive. You do get obsessive about it. But in any case, I'm going to get back to it, and I will check in this afternoon to let you know if I made it or not. Thanks, everyone. Y'all, it is still day 2. It is 6:14 Central Standard Time, and I am currently at just over 18,000 steps, which means before I go to bed around 9 or 10, I need to get another 1,800 steps. I did okay today. I got a little over 8,000 steps in my first workout, which I showed you. And then the rest of the day I've been walking as many steps as possible per hour. I've been taking about 10 minutes and walking around, taking the dogs out, doing my lunch, running errands, as well as just some walking in place, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's rough. One thing I'm noticing is you become quite obsessive with this many steps. I don't think this would be sustainable long term. I think 10,000 is very doable. And I think, anywhere up to 15 is probably doable for most people. I think the only people that could do this long term are people that have a very active job. You deliver mail, you deliver packages, you work in a warehouse, you work at a store, something where walking is a part of your job. I think it's the only way that this could be sustainable. But, if you do this on the regular, every day, and hold down a job and have a balance everything, let me know down below how you do it. Because unless you're just doing a 2-hour workout in the morning and knocking out 15,000 of your steps right away, wow, I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to get up and do like an hour and 15-minute, hour and a half workout. I'm going to get up at 5:30 a.m. and do about an hour and a half workout that's 10,000 steps and see if that makes it a little smoother. But having to get an additional 12,000 during the day has been challenging. So I'll report back in once I hit 20,000, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everyone. Well, y'all, I did it. 20,000 steps, day 2, June 27th. I'll show y'all a screenshot of that. But I did it, and tomorrow I'm going to try to get up a little bit earlier and do a longer workout in the morning and see if that helps so that I'm not doing the steps all day. I finished tonight about 7:30 Central Time, so would like to see if I can possibly get those done early. And so I'm going to sleep now because I am tired and sore. And Jake says, "How do you do?" Say, "Hey, Jake." That's his version of hey. Anyway, I will see you all later, and have a wonderful night. Alright, everyone, here I am. Day 3, June 28th, gonna do this 10,000 step workout with my girl Jules from over at Improved Health, and I will check in afterwards, and we'll see how today goes. Thanks, everyone. Alright. Workout's over. Just made my coffee, about to log in to work for the day. Got some projects for my clients as well as YouTube stuff to do today. So I did make it just over 10,000 steps, and I will continue the journey toward 20,000 today by walking as many steps as I can per hour, and then I will see where I am by the end of the day. And I will check back in with you later. Thanks a lot. Bye. Hey everyone, day 4, June 29th. Today I'm doing something a little different in the morning. Instead of doing a walking workout, I'm outside walking because it's nice and cool. It's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is unusual. It'll be back up to 90 something before the end of the day. So thought I'd take advantage and, enjoy the solace of the neighborhood before everybody's awake and enjoy the cool of the day and not just walk in place or do a kind of a 80s style aerobic workout to get my steps. So that's what I'm doing. Gonna see if I can go ahead and walk my normal 5,000 plus steps this morning outside, and then if I need more I'll finish it up in the house before I log into work. It's about 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, so I got plenty of time before I have to be at work. So I just thought I would do something a little bit different. So I'll check in with you a little bit later. All right, everyone. This is what I have affectionately called Huff and Puff Hill. Now you see it's a very beautiful little rustic horse barn. There actually used to be small horses, miniature horses in there. I'm not sure who owns it now. But one side of this is a steeper downhill. And of course, you go around, and then the other hill is quite elevated. So depending on what side you take. So I call it Huff and Puff Hill because it is a huffer and a puffer to get up that steep side. So I'm going to attempt to walk it today, and I will check in with you once I'm done. Beginning the downward descent on Huff and Puff. Got a nice shot of my belly too. Here we are on the back side. Another little shot of the barn, and there is the incline beginning. So I will catch you on the flip side once I reach the top, because I don't want to be breathing that heavy into the camera. This is a family rated channel, y'all. Bye. Well, I did it. Huff and Puff Hill is in the distance now. So I'm going on around the little cul-de-sac block, heading back toward my house with approximately 3,500 steps that I'll add to my total for today. I was shocked. Normally I'm a little out of breath, but normally I'm like, by the time I get to the top of that hill. Today, not so much. I still feel good. I can still talk to you guys. According to my Fitbit, my heart rate was about 115 when I got to Huff and Puff, and then it spiked to about 136 during the roughest and most inclined part. And then immediately, once I got back on level ground, started to fall. And now it's back down to under 120. So it shows that all this walking, the weight loss has really improved my my cardiovascular system. One thing that the Fitbit tracks when you're sleeping is your resting heart rate. When I started, when I was 360 pounds, my resting heart rate was like 80. Now, according to Google, Dr. Google, normal resting heart rate is a kind of a spectrum. It goes from, 70 beats per minute or 60 beats per minute all the way up to 100. Some people have 100 resting heart rate, y'all. But since I've lost a lot of weight and have been exercising, that resting heart rate now fluctuates between 67 beats per minute and 73. So I have really lowered my resting heart rate and really improved my cardiovascular. Some athletes have a resting heart rate of like 50. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I would like to get it consistently under 65, so that's a go. I still have about 100 pounds to go, so I'm thinking that's doable. And there's a lot of reasons I'm doing this, and this challenge is just something fun to do, to show that anybody can walk 10,000 steps a day. And that's really all you need to do. It's all you have time to do. It's all you have time to do, and that can fit seamlessly into your day. If I can fit 20,000 steps into my day for a week, anybody can fit 10. That's where I'm going to stand. Or 7,500, excuse me, or 7,500 if you're over 70. So, yeah, anybody that is physically able can do that. And so with that being said, I'm going to sign off for now. I'll check in with you later in the day as I get closer to 20,000 steps on day 4. Hey everyone, welcome to day 5. I did not do a wrap up for day 4 because I was exhausted, but for the screenshot I did get just over 20,000 steps. The walk around outside really helped. I even got more miles, so I think, like, normally when I do the majority of my walking via walking workouts or just walking in place, I get like around, for 20,000 steps, I get around 8.5 miles. I got like 9, I'm closer to 9 miles. So I think because of the strength, the length of my stride when I'm really walking as opposed to fake walking, for lack of a better term, I got more mileage. But I did get it. That really helped. It's not quite as cool outside today, so I did go outside yesterday and towards the evening and walk another couple of laps, but it was very hot and humid by that time and did not go over too well. So I'll probably stick to inside today. So today, no walking workout, nothing outlandish. I'm just watching a TV show and walking in place. I'm going to do that till about 10 minutes till 8 Central Time. It's about 6:49 Central Time right now, a.m. Just going to do that before I have to log into my first work meeting. And I've got a long day at work. I've got an audit that I do for one of my clients, financial audit, so that'll probably take up the majority of the day, as well as some stuff for a tech company that I work for. I'm documenting a lot of their code and a lot of their processes, so I've got all that to work on today. And so it'll be a long day, but I'm just going to get up every hour or so, do a couple laps around the house, go outside, go out with the dogs, whatever, to get to 20,000 steps. And this is day 5, June 30th, 2022. I'll check in with you a little bit later. Hey everyone, Keto and Crime here. It is the end of day 5, and I did it. 20,000 steps. I had to go outside and walk a little bit in the evening. It's hot. Didn't enjoy it, but I did it, hot and humid. But I was able to get the 20,000 steps. So I'll post a screenshot here, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Hey everyone, day 6? Yeah, day 6. It's Friday, July 1st. Happy Canada Day to all my friends up in the Great North. Yeah, I'm walking in place, watching some YouTube videos. It's about 6:45 Central Time, a.m. So I'm going to be logging into work by 8:30 Central Time, a.m. So I've got about an hour and 45 minutes to get some steps in. I'm hoping to get between 8 and 10,000. And I will report back later on today. One more day of this challenge. One more day. And then Sunday, I will probably get 10,000 steps, and that's it. But in any case, it's getting easier. I'm getting second wins about halfway through the day, and I'm able to get in a lot more steps. Yesterday was kind of a struggle. I got 8,000 in the morning, and then was kind of at my desk. But then at 9 a.m. I got a bit of a second win. Got up, started doing steps every hour. I went out for an afternoon walk, which I talked about in my wrap-up video. It was hot, it was muggy, it sapped my energy, bad idea. And then I managed to finish it up a little bit later on that evening, walking in place. But I get second wins during the day, but when I get up in the morning, I sometimes feel really run down. So I don't know if it's just my body adjusting or just I'm not sleeping well. According to my Fitbit, I'm getting good sleep. So I don't know, this is a lot of steps. By the time this is over, it's going to be, 140,000 steps, the equivalent of over 2 marathons walked in a week. So I would imagine I'm just getting at that cusp where I'm like, nah. The body's like, nah. But anyway, I'm going to finish this. Bye, Ned. But anyway, I will check in a little bit later, and then I will do, after day 7, I will do a wrap-up of pros and cons, what I learned, and there's some interesting things that kind of jumped out at me this week. But be back with you soon. Bye. Hey, everyone. Day 7. It is July 2nd, 2022. Approximately 7 days ago, well, not approximately, exactly 7 days ago, I started the 20,000 step challenge, walking 20,000 steps every day. This is the final day. It is about noon. It's a Saturday, so I slept in, but I still have just over 10,000 steps that I've completed, which means I have just over 9,000 to finish before the end of the day. Doing it mainly by walking in place. I did get out and walk in the yard some with the dogs. This has been by far the hardest day to get started and to get it done. And I'll tell you, I think it's because, you know, on a work day, I have other things I have to get done, so I have to knock this out. Saturday, holiday weekend, you know, it's a couple of days off, 3 days off. And I think it's just hard to get up and get going. But I did manage. I've been watching some good TV, still home alone. Been up. My family will be back next weekend. I decided not to go to Florida with them this year because I had a lot of stuff I had to get done. But I'm babysitting, house sitting. So, again, good time to get obsessive. But anyway, I will check in a bit later once I complete my 20,000 for today. Oh, back to my original thought. Sorry. I think it's because, you know, work day, I have other stuff to get done, so I have to knock it up. On a lazy day, it's a little hard to get motivated. So I think I've gone through several cycles during this 2-week period. It's, 1 week period. It's been, some days have been easier than others, and I will in my summation go over the pros and cons, what I learned, and hopefully I'll make it. Like I said, I've just over 9,000 steps to go. So with that being said, I'll check in just a bit later. Hope you're well. Happy holidays. Bye. Hey everyone, Tracy here. I did it. Challenge is over. 20,000 steps for 7 days in a row. And I'm tired. I will be back tomorrow with you to share what I learned and the results. I'll catch you later. Oh my goodness, guys. 7 days of walking 20,000 steps. Happy 4th of July, by the way. It is the 4th of July. So I just wanted to kind of go over what I learned. Basically just the pros and cons of walking 20,000 steps. Let's start with the pros. The pros is it makes you probably in the top 5% of Americans and most people in what we consider the first world, the developed world, being active. A lot of us are very sedentary because we have technology, we have abundant food, we have a lot of blessings. And with those come cons, such as we sit on our butts and get fat. So that put you in the top tier of being active. Another pro, I felt really good, except for a few mornings where I woke up a little bit dragging, even though according to my Fitbit, I got good sleep, because it does track your sleep report. I got good sleep. I was in deep sleep and REM sleep, at least 10 to 15% of it, which most people would probably say, that's not real good, Tracy, but it's good for me. I usually keep a sleep score of anywhere from high 70s to mid 80s. I would love to get into the 90s at some point. But I noticed that. I noticed a slightly elevated resting heartbeat. Like I said, I normally live upper 60s to very low 70s. Since I've lost weight, I used to be closer to 80. So I have seen a decrease, but it was dropping before that, and then during this challenge I saw it get up back up into 72, 73 beats per minute a couple of nights. I Googled that, and it did say that sometimes when you are exerting yourself more than you do, and essentially I upped my activity by around 25 to 30%, that you will see a slightly elevated resting heart rate. Uh, so that's not really a pro or a con. I'm just throwing that in there. But I did have a lot of energy. I was so productive, y'all. I got all of my work done for my clients. I got 3 videos filmed, edited, produced, and scripted 2 more. I was uber productive. I don't know if it was just the energy or the fact that I've got to get all these steps, so I got to get my crap done real quick. I don't know what, but it was a very productive week, much more productive than any other week. So that is a plus. Maybe it's the mindset, maybe it's the added energy that I got from doing this. Hmm. Let's talk about what it did for my appearance and my weight. I'm not going to ever put a full body shot on there because no one deserves that. Uh, and I mean that in a very ironic way, not in a, uh, a stuck up or snooty way. But I noticed when I, turned to the side in the mirror, turned to the front in the mirror, I saw less bloat. I saw, I'm starting to see collarbone. I'm starting to see definition. I could sort of see, not ribs because I'm not anywhere near that yet, but you know how there's a part of your sternum that pokes out a little bit. I started to see the contour of that under the skin. My belly got flatter. So I did see some very positive changes. Normally I've been losing between 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week. The week I did this, I dropped almost 4 pounds. So I'm sure some of that was water because I was drinking more and therefore, losing more water. Probably also because of the added calorie burn, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Uh, I burned approximately 25 to 30% more calories than I normally do. All right, just to show you the record that I kept. I did this challenge June 26th through July 2nd. As you can see, I did almost 4,000 calories, or in that range, at least over 35, 36,000 the entire week. I was walking 20,000 steps, and I think these were higher because I also did, the aerobic workout as part of my steps, and the others were just me walking. And the 2 lower days here were me just walking in place, essentially, or walking around the house for the majority of the steps. And as you can see, yesterday I definitely took a day off and only did 10,000 steps. So that's the calorie burn I'm used to is, between 29 and 32,000, depending on if I do an aerobic workout. So you can see the calorie burn was tremendous. And I also didn't notice a huge uptick in my appetite. Walking is a lower impact form of cardio, so it really doesn't, you burn an extra 200 to 300 calories and you don't want to eat an extra 500. I've noticed that. So didn't really go up in my calories. In fact, I ate lower than I normally do on some days. Normally, I'm between 1,800 and 2,000 calories a day. Or some nights, I only ate 1,600. So, yeah, a lot of benefits there. I don't know if the walking had anything to do with the appetite suppression, but I didn't notice an uptick at the very least in my appetite. And here are the 20,000 steps from Sunday to Saturday, which was the day I signed off from the challenge, to show you that I did hit 20,000 steps. One day I went over 21,000 for a total weekly step count of 141,906. And finally, for the miles, I started on Sunday with 8.68 and then went all the way through. Tuesday's the day I went over 21,000 over 9 miles. So it was over 8.5 every single day for a weekly total in 7 days of 61 miles. So that is over 2 marathons walked in a week, y'all. That's why it's so time consuming. Anyway, back to me live. So all of those were pros. Now let's talk about the cons. First and foremost, super time consuming. It took me about 3 hours a day if you add up all the little things that I did, the workouts or the walks in the morning, plus getting up every hour to do 1,000 steps, very time consuming. So I don't think this is sustainable if you have a full-time job or even if you're a full-time homemaker. I don't know if this is sustainable. Maybe if you're a full-time homemaker, you could probably work it into your, housework and your errands. Maybe you have a better shot at it, but me, it's not sustainable for me. But it did reiterate that 10 to 15,000 steps for the average person is pretty doable. I think the only way this is sustainable is, like I said, somebody that is a homemaker that can work it into their daily routine, or somebody with a very active job, server, warehouse worker, work in a store, deliver mail or packages. Very doable. And there's probably some Amazon workers out there that do 30 to 40,000 steps, or somebody that lives in New York that's like, Tracy, 20,000 steps, you're so novel. How cute. I'm sure that's what you're thinking right now. But those are the con. That's the most con. It's very time consuming. Whereas 10 to 15,000 steps, workout in the morning, another 30, 40 minutes during the day, you got it. So it's just led me to reiterated that my normal 13 to 15,000 steps is sustainable. So another con, there were a couple of mornings where I had a hard time getting up and getting going. I was tired. My body was feeling it for sure. I was sore. But hopefully that means, my legs are stronger than they were before. Um, so those are the two main cons. Time consuming. Oh, and it does become obsessive. Like I said, I did this when I was home alone, so I had no one looking at me weird except my dogs, which they look at me, and my cat, they look at me like I'm weird anyway. But I had no one to judge me for that, so to speak. So, yeah, I don't think if you have a family, it's going to be sustainable. And it does make you obsessive. It's all you think about. I got to get more steps. How do I get more steps? I'll walk over here, I'll get more steps. If I take the long way to take the trash out, I'll get more steps. That's how I was thinking. And I don't like being that obsessed over something because I tend to be an obsessive person anyway. So those are three cons. And then I've told you the pros. So overall, I had fun. It was a tiring challenge, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back soon with more Catholic history and true crime, and maybe an occasional fitness video or fun challenge like this. If you like this, let me know. If this is a total flop and you're like, what are you doing? Let me know that too. I want to know what you guys want to see. So with that being said, until next time, keto and cry.